Good morning. I'm Gianni the Greek coming to you live straight from Las Vegas. It's Thursday, July 11th. We got a small board in Major League Baseball, really slow day. In fact, I kind of delayed the video, even though we have a couple early games, because I just didn't have really anything to share. The betting syndicates I work with did bet two smaller soccer leagues that just weren't readily available. So I couldn't share those with subscribers, even though I did get those groups down. And I'll share those with you guys real quickly just to get them out of the way. And it was in UEFA Europa League. It's the qualification. They bet 0-0 +1 over Sheriff Tiraspol. And then also UEFA Conference League qualifier. They bet the under 2.75 up to -120. VPS versus Zalgiris. Again, I was able to get them down. Just not leagues that are readily available, so I don't use them for subscribers, as I know not everyone will be able to get down. Speaking of subscribers, coming off a losing day, just baseball just has not gone well for us, so I cannot wait for that All-Star break, and hopefully we flip the switch when that second half comes up, because baseball just has been so good historically. I'm just so surprised. It's those games that they're hitting four different ways, where the last couple years, that's where all the money came from. And now it's like they're losing. It's almost like making all your money as a card counter. You know where it comes. It comes from splits. It comes from double downs, and hitting those blackjacks. Nothing worse than when you're getting those splits and those double downs and they're just not hitting, even though the count's your way and you know you got the edge. It's just not hitting. And that's where you get tested as a sports bettor and as a professional gambler. With that said, that's when you got to zoom out and know you are doing this for the long term. Now, with that said, let's go over some results. I've been going over them like I do day after day, week after week, month after month. And this week, in fact, I'm having a free open house. The steam room will be wide open on Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern. That's correct. When all the baseball, all the UFC, all that action on Saturday, join me for the steam room. Link is available at Greek_Gambler. And make sure you join us for that. Now, speaking of those subscribers, listen, we're at that -100 unit mark, which means we're down 25% of our starting bankroll for 2024. Now, that's nothing to be happy about if for anyone that just started partnering up with me on January 1st. Now, those that have been with me long-term are coming off a year where we increased capital by 80% last year. So it's not as bad. In fact, you're sitting pretty still. But if someone just jumped on a month ago, obviously they're getting buried. That's the part of sports betting that I unfortunately cannot control. I can't control when someone joins me, when someone jumps off, or how they manage their risk. So the only thing I do is aim to turn a profit year after year. That's how we keep score. And I've been able to do that 8 of the last 9 years. So that anyone that's been with me long term, regardless of how we're running during the year, they have all those years of profit piled up. That doesn't just disappear. But in the pick selling business, you have to have somewhere where you keep score so you can document your results. There's not transparency, but I try to be transparent. So that's why I go year to year. And I have a big enough sample size where I think there's statistical significance and I should be profitable. With that said, even a winning bettor is going to lose supposedly 4 out of 10 years. If you're a 60% guy, you're going to win 6 out of 10 years. Fortunately, I've done a little better than that. Now, that may mean because I moved multiple markets for multiple groups, or it could mean we got a little bit lucky. Either way, I'll take it because all that profit is sitting in the bank or in other investments. But we're still down for this year. Luckily, I still got about half the year left. I got the second half of Major League Baseball left. I got NFL, college football, NBA coming back, NHL coming back, all that good stuff ahead. And like I said, Major League Baseball has been such a moneymaker. We'll see how the second half gets going. Now, what does that mean? What does that mean? Well, that means if anyone started at the beginning of the year with me, there's no reason to do anything different. Don't adjust your bet size because you should only be down 25% of starting bankroll. And we don't adjust unless we're up or down 50%. So just keep bet sizing the same. Let the grind do its job. Let the edge do its job and materialize a profit for us like it's done 8 of the last 9 years. This is the part of sports betting that knocks most people out of the game, even those with access to winning information or those with the ability to lay 11 to 10 and still turn a profit long term. Luckily, again, when you fire volume, things could change very quickly, very quickly. So for me, I just rinse and repeat, baby. Rinse and repeat. Now, like I said, there's not much to get to, not much to share. I don't want to waste your time. In fact, I only placed one premium bet today so far, and that's on Arizona at even money for 3% play, plus 105 or down to even money. Just get them in as the dog, and it's plus EV there. 3%, obviously 0.25 of that is 0.75. We don't bet 3% on anything because we don't want our risk of ruin to be close to 100% where we're guaranteed to be ruined. So also, WNBA group that I share stuff with, I didn't use it for my subscribers, didn't piggyback it either. They went under 167 Chicago, New York, under 167 Chicago, New York. A couple leans that I was looking at in Major League Baseball. I'll share those with you real quickly. I did lean Milwaukee. Arizona, well, we bet Arizona. Tampa over the Yankees. I think the Angels plus 1.5 over Seattle offers up some value. Under in Toronto, San Francisco. Cubs. And under 9, Miami, Houston. Only at 9, Miami, Houston under. So there you go. Those are all my leans for Major League Baseball. We'll see how the day develops. Now, let's get to those questions and comments, but please go down, smash that like button. I'm not seeing the growth, man. I wanted to do this for football season, but I don't know. Like, it just seems like maybe I could just do a tweet or when I jump on those other segments on other people's shows, I'll accomplish just as much by sharing some of the gold. And then I have the steam room to answer all the questions and comments. But again, we'll see if it grows, then we keep having fun and you guys sharing it and commenting. We'll keep it going. We'll keep it going. All right, let's dive in. I don't think I forgot anything. Clickster8, I love you too, my man. Love you too. Or lady. I shouldn't automatically assume because now more and more women are crossing over to sports betting. And I actually was shocked when I learned from Wager Talk the amount of females that are subscribers of mine. So no disrespect there, please. Went my own way again today. Game 1, Twins, White Sox under. Took it from 8 down to 7.5. We were in trouble in top first. Bases loaded, nobody out. Got out of the inning with no blood on board. Coasted the rest of the way for a nickel. God bless you, brother. Are you simply checking a website or database that shows the betting splits for these games? Honestly, that's all I do, focusing heavy on the total. It's a very profitable method I use. I have my own theory on gambling. Sharps and big ballers get taken care of, and the public gets raked. Follow the money, fade the public. Nothing's 100%, but this is the surefire way to make money. Convince me otherwise. You're laying 11 to 10. The average sports bettor is about 50%. The reason they lose more than the hold is because they make bad bets like placing parlays, placing teasers, and even taking the worst of it when lines are shaded. But just fading the public, you're better off being a bookmaker. Like if that's what you want to do, then really take an advantage and book it. Like that would be my advice. That would be fading the public and you're getting a bonus. They're laying 11 to 10. But if you're just going to bet opposite them, again, I don't see that as a long-term winning strategy. If you found something, God bless you. Keep doing it. Extract as much fucking profit from them as possible. I just know from what books say, like, and then that data, we know it's just ticket count. It's not money bet. So are you really on the side of the books when 9 people bet team A for $10 and then I go up and bet team B for $1,000? The ticket count is going to reflect on the sites that show splits that team A is 90%. But really, it's team B that's got 99% of the money, 95 and plus percent of the money. So the books actually need the public to win that game for them to have better results. That's where you got to keep, take a step back and look reasonably. Like, is this viable when I'm not getting 11 to 10? Like the bookmakers, I'm laying 11 to 10. That's where you got to be careful. Because again, if we could just fade the public anytime they're showing, 80% of the bets or on 90% of the bets on those sites that show splits. Yeah, again, that's all we would have to do. But those splits show ticket count, and I don't know how accurate they are on top of it. When I look at where I see the money is, I look in the back of a book. I got access to a book that's got over 1,000 accounts. That's a big sample size of bettors that come not only around the country, but around the globe, that he has that's such a big sheet. And I actually have two guys that let me peek in. The other guys isn't as big. He's got about 300-400 players. But that gives me a good sample size, close to 1,500 accounts that are actually betting, not just giving opinion. Because again, on those pick sites, the sites that show splits, it's people that clicked it, that it's that split. I don't know about the ones that say, oh, this is coming straight from the casinos. What casino is going to give you proprietary data? Think about that. How would it benefit a casino to give proprietary data like that for free? I just don't see it. I don't see the benefit. Sure, it gets their name up on that screen, but you have it on every odds screen too. So yeah, I'd be really careful with that. Again, if you have 1,000 bet sample size and it's profitable, you're a favorite to do it again over your next 1,000. So my man, I pray for you, Clickster, that you found maybe just that one little metric that when it's at that percentage, you fire. If you did, bro, keep firing. Until the market corrects itself, if you found an edge, exploit that edge, brother. Till the end, we are on the same side. I swear to you. Mark Satharis, thank you. Don't thank me. Thank you. Could you go into how you settled on your current system of risk management? You get it from a book, another winning bettor, applied from different businesses altogether? Thanks. Yeah. Great question. I tried everything, man. I tried just going flat betting 1%, flat betting 0.5%. I tried flat betting 5% and just narrowing it down to my best bet. I tried everything. I tried progressives from low. I tried negative progressives. I tried so many different money management systems. And as I spoke to more and more guys that were actually making their money betting sports, all of them said the exact same thing. They're betting less than 0.5% per play, less than 0.5%. And they have a big enough bankroll where that's a significant amount because they've been doing it long enough that profit's been compounding. So it occurred to me, if these guys are betting 0.5% comfortably, maybe a little bit more at times, then I should not do much more than that at all. So I started thinking, do I keep everything at that, 0.5%? Then talking to more guys, doing it myself, and also trying to differentiate between strength ratings, 1x to 5x. I started trying different methods, 0.50, 1.10. And as I was doing 0.25, it just started producing good results for me. I felt comfortable because I never had more than 1%. I mean, a 5% is 1.25. How many of them do I give a year? 20? You know what I mean? It's over 3,000 bets, 20 of those, 30 of those, even 50 of those isn't going to affect our bottom line very much. So even my 4% plays are 0.25 of that, 1%. And we know I average mostly 3 and 4% plays. So we're betting less than 1% on average on every bet. And even that, I would think realistically, we can lower that amount so that our risk of ruin is even lower. But after going back through 10 plus years of my picks that I've given the subscribers, because you gotta remember, at the big moves, I have like 10 years of results there. I was able to see that at 0.25, we're gold. We're going to turn a decent profit, and we're not going to get buried throughout the year, where we could overcome any negative fluctuation without really having to re-up. So it was mostly trial and error coupled with asking smart people that I knew were winning bettors, not just had access to winning information, but were actually doing it, putting it into practice. All right. Recreational player, 1119 Ace. Do you have any tips on how to keep accounts from being limited or shut down? Spreading it out, like not giving all the plays to all the accounts. So let's say you're moving for me and I give you 15 plays. Although you want to get the max down for me because you get a free roll, a percentage of the accounts, you don't want to cost yourself the accounts. So maybe if you say you got 5 accounts and I give you team A, maybe instead of betting 500 through all 5 accounts, you bet it through 2 accounts. The next play I give you, you bet that one to 2 different accounts. The next play through 2 different accounts. So you're spreading it out. You're not getting as much down as you can, but you're having longevity. And in the meantime, you're trying to find more and more accounts so that now you're getting down on 3 of them, now on 5 out of 10, on 15 out of 30. That starts to become a lot of money as you get accounts. That's one of the best ways to do it. The second best way to do it, but you're throwing in some negative EV. But I learned from blackjack, because in blackjack, you have to play negative EV hands. You have no choice. Like, you can't just jump in when the count's positive. You could do it in 6 deck where they allow mid-shoe entry, but you can't get away with it for long. You just are the gorilla. That's what they call that. And the gorilla just keeps jumping in, max betting and jumping out and waiting for, tables that have a true count of +8 or better and just going in there, max betting, max betting, max betting. Again, you can't get away with that forever. So you're going to have to play some negative EV hands. That's just blackjack. So I figured, it's more or less the same with sports. It's if I want to keep these accounts. So what I do is I would throw in some of those junk action, a parlay, a teaser. Now it would be smaller percentage of money. But anyone that does that, they're going to automatically say, okay, that's probably square action. And that would do that. And then the other thing, if it was a really good account, I try to use it for middles. So that way, sometimes I'm giving them the square side ends up being the square side, or ends up not being a sharp side. Just, it's just a regular bet. And you start using middles through those accounts because, one side will win, one side will lose. So you're not winning through everybody. You're giving losing action as well. So that's how I've done it when I was having to keep surviving accounts. Now, like I said, I work with agents. It's a lot easier. They're the ones that have to figure that shit out and provide me with accounts. But that's the best way that I can think of you to keep it. Any updates on wheat? My man, we're probably going to load up again on wheat. Let me look at these stocks because I think commodities should be flying high. I know gold should continue going up. Guys, I've been yelling at gold since it was at 2000, below 2000. If you guys saw the first video I did with Philly Godfather, when was that? I was telling gold when it was not even 1,000, not even 1,000. Our only salvation, baby, gold. I was hoping that wheat would come down so I could get even more of it. Because I think in the fall, wheat's going to have a real good run. Right now, it's sitting around that 515, 525 range. That's where it's been trading between. Well, I'm hoping it gets down to that $5 range so I could really load up some more. As you guys know, I already have wheat. I've given out the prices there. I'm holding. I sold, you guys know, I sold the last time it went up to that $6.25 range because I bought it at $5. So at $6.25, at $6, I was selling 20% on my money. I usually 10% I'm out when I'm day trading. But now thinking the economy is going to really crash, I'm looking to hold some of these commodities for long haul. Gold, lithium, uranium. Uranium's having a good day today, up to $52. But they're still, I think, if the economy drops, they're even going to drop some too. If everything goes to shit, everything's going to go to shit. That'll give us another buying opportunity and also brings our dollar cost average down. which isn't a bad thing. It's a good thing if you're playing the long game with those. Because remember, we're not day trading those. We're playing the long game with those commodities. So to do that, we're not going all in on our trade. We're leveling into our trade. Remember, I explained that a lot of times. I go like 1/5, 1/5, 1/5, 1/5. And I'm preparing myself for the trade to go against me up to 5 times. A lot of times it doesn't go against me at all. The trade is a winning trade. So I only got in 20% of the whole position I was ready to take. But it saved me from getting buried, because when the trade does go against me, I don't have all my capital on that one trade. I could dollar cost average my way, and nothing goes up or down in a straight line. So that's why I've gotten in and out of things. But then the stuff like the wheat, the lithium, the uranium, the corn, the gold, the silver, those commodities that I'm keeping long term, I just buy dips when I see opportunities, see buying opportunities. All right. My man, Hidden Gem 9742, or my lady, Hidden Gem. Ace, do you get the survival and super contest in Vegas? If you do, how many do you sign up for? Let's cash them tickets. I do. When I remember last year, I forgot. And how do you forget? You keep seeing it pop up on social media. Everyone's talking about it. But I'm saying when I was out and about, I forgot. Like I didn't remember to sign up. So I didn't sign up for anything last year. I usually do. I do one entry, dude. I do one entry. There's so much randomness involved. Maybe I'm a little bit better probability than someone that just throws darts. I mean, there's people I know that buy entry and they let their little kids circle it, or they let their wife circle the teams and stuff. So maybe I have a little bit of an edge over those. But at the end of the day, if there's thousands of people competing, there's going to be so much randomness involved. So much randomness involved. And when we see that the winner has to hit like 70%, we both know that's not sustainable. That if at laying 11 to 10, which that's what the NFL is, if you're at 55%, you're in the top 1% on the planet of NFL bettors. If you're at 57% or greater, you're in the 0.1% of NFL bettors on the planet. If you're 60% or better, you're lying. You're lying. Most likely. Or you're, one of the 0.0001% that are out there. That's just the truth. So that's why I don't waste money on entries, like 5, 6, 7 entries. Like that's not going to give me a better shot. It's almost like buying lottery tickets. If I buy 10 or 100, what did it increase my chances by? Pretty much nothing. It's negligible at best. It's just in my head that now I have a 10 times more chance of winning. No, you don't. No, you don't. We already know the odds of winning are like 1 billion to 1 against. So adding 5 more tickets isn't going to help you. And that's why with those, I sign up for one. I haven't done survival, to be honest with you. I just never really got into that. I've always been a point spread guy. Just like I don't get into fantasy contests. I don't into the last man standing stuff. Because I've got introduced to sports betting by the point spread. That's what I know. I'm old school. I don't dabble in things that I don't feel that I'm efficient at. Now I may do it to gamble this year if I remember. All right. User BQ6. I'm not even going to say the name because obviously it's not, you're not promoting your name, brother. So no problem with that, but just no reason to read off numbers and letters. All right. Would you fade baseball for a time until the groups you are moving money for show they are back on track? I do not doubt that they have made money in the past, but we are hemorrhaging money in baseball right now. Everything else is profitable. Yes, sir. Tennis, WNBA, soccer. Thank you. We are giving it all back and more. I agree. I manage my money correctly. You're the man. Good. I love what I'm reading. But it's frustrating to lose money day after day. Dude, I woke up with the same thing. I looked today and saw on that one account, I lost 6 times. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, seriously? And I have other things going on, so I was in the best mood already. But then I saw that too, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I love what you say. Seems like Einstein, definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Great point. Let me take them one at a time. Would I fade until the groups come back? No. That's once again, you're trying to time and guess when someone's going to be hot, when someone's going to be cold. And fading somebody isn't the way to get rich unless you're a book. Like if that's going to be the approach, then I honestly, I urge you to book, to just book, and not approach it that way. Because if you try to think when these are guys, when Ace is going to win or when he's going to lose, I'm going to bet against him now. It's such, again, it's playing psychic and it's almost impossible. I talk about that all the time. You can't time the market, just like you can't time a capper. Like if they're plus EV, they're plus EV. If they're negative EV, they're negative EV. Trying to time them is Russian roulette. Like you're just gambling. So please, please, please don't do that. Don't do that. That's not a winning strategy. Now, about you don't doubt they made money in the past. Obviously, that's documented. I finished number one in baseball last year. I've turned profit in baseball, I think 7 of 9 years. And the 2 years that we lost, the one was like negligible at best. And the other one wasn't nothing. Like it didn't even wipe out the year before's profit. So we've demolished baseball historically. And that's where I hang my hat. That when in doubt, I zoom out. Like I can have a losing baseball season this year. Absolutely. There's no guarantee that over the second half of Major League Baseball season, we're going to crush it. None at all. But what makes us a favorite is that we all regress and progress towards the mean. And our mean in baseball has been profitable, has been plus EV. So as bad as it's been this year, this season, this first half of a season, I still trust in the law of big numbers that reflects we should progress towards the mean. And when I zoom out, what is our mean? If it's negative EV, then I say fade it. If these guys been losing in baseball every year, then maybe even consider betting against it. But that just hasn't been the case. It hasn't. We've crushed it pretty much every year. So I cannot guarantee that in the second half of 2024's baseball season, we're going to recover what we lost in the first half of Major League Baseball season and end up having another winning year so that it's like 8 of the last 10. I can't guarantee that. But what I can confidently guarantee is that, like everyone else and everything else, we will progress and regress towards the mean. We're never as good as we look when we're a standard deviation or 2 above, or as bad as we look when we're a standard deviation or 2 below. That's just the math playing out. And I wish I could control that. And that way it would be easy on us because we do have access to winning information, but I don't. And the only thing I can do is continue to do what's produced profit for us in the past and make sure I don't deviate from that based on what's happening in the short term. Because again, that could create problems as well. And trust in the last, 30 years of my life. And more importantly, the last, 15 plus that I've been on the right side. And definitely the last 10 plus where I've documented for everybody to see that, you know what I mean? Any subscriber that's interested, this is what a year looks like. A lot of times we go up and down, up and down, up and down. And fortunately, when it does settle, we've been up. So again, not to go long on that. It's a great question. I love that you've been doing it the right way so that you've at least gotten the least amount of damage to you. I apologize for the results so far. I take full responsibility always. You're not only paying for the information, but you're trusting to bet it. And I take that very seriously, believe me. And I'm not just because, I lose more money than you guys, so fuck everybody. No, that's not the case. Money's all relative. And my goal is for no subscriber to lose money if I don't lose money. Now, right now in 2024, I'm down money. So any of my subscribers are down money and should be down money. I can't, change that. I can only keep going forward. But I could also add to that, anyone that's been with me for 2023, from January 1st, 2023 till now, is up a lot of money. So like there's, two sides to the coin. Again, you got to do what you think is in your best interest. You're obviously sharp and reasonable. And I think the decision you're going to make, trust your intuition. It's gotten you this far. And I think you'll do the right thing. And don't regret it either way. Like you can only make a decision with the info you have in front of you today. So 6 months from now, regardless of what decision you make, know that that's the information you had 6 months ago, and you did the right thing for you. God bless. That's my real, thoughts on that. Please don't forget Steam Room on Saturday. I'll be back Friday. Hopefully more information to share with you guys as far as